Welcome, good viewers, to a new triumph. An understandably important one, especially in an adventure-mad South Africa. Because what you gaze before you is the new Triumph Tiger 900. More so, this is the new Triumph Tiger Rally Pro. The one South Africans will no doubt smark more than the more road-orientated GT version. It costs 279,000 Rand, a not inconsiderable amount for what is essentially a mid-range adventure motorcycle. But at the same time, you get a lot for it. Let's start with the looks, that remain not too terribly dissimilar to the previous model, and yet are utterly gorgeous. Especially in these colours, with that white steel trellis frame standing out, and those nefarious LED lights. But there's more to this machine than looks, starting with the new dash.
Now previously what Triumph engineers did when they were designing the dash on whatever new Triumph they were building is they took a bucket load of drugs and designed something truly psychedelic. Now the engineers have taken a bit of a turn. I mean, life's been a bit trickier, there's COVID and all that, there's been inflation. They've turned dark. So what they've done now is to made the new dash on this Tiger 900 demonic. Look at it, it's like it's red, it's like an evil eye. It's scaring me a little bit.
As far as electronics go, this bike has everything. Various rider modes, traction control, cornering ABS, connectivity, a quick shifter up and down, front and rear heated seats, heated grips, and everything else short of radar cruise control. And that's all included in the 279,000 Rand. Also included is that 888cc 3-cylinder motor that now produces 106.5 horsepower, 13% more than its predecessor. Plus it has a higher torque output, peaking at 90 Newton meters, but offering improvements throughout the rev range.
This motor's plucky. It's got sports and road mode, or sports and standard mode, whichever it's called, and that's really it. But you open the throttle and and I do miss the old triple sound. The Tiger 800 had that sort of ordinary firing sequence. This one has got that other crossplane thing. It doesn't have a cool sound. The last one sounded like an old school race car. This one doesn't have it, but the kind of way it feels, the way it picks up power, the way it sort of handles the power is a lot better. It's kind of fun actually. I want to keep doing that. Let's do that some more.
Of course, adventure is not all about power, but also the ability to get to distant lands.
It's kind of comfy. Seats a little bit hard, but not too hard. Ergonomics are just right, everything's just sort of fine. Screen is a little bit blowy, but there are options. At the moment it's in sports mode. If I wanted to adjust that, I would simply go, there we go, now we're in touring mode. Life is good. Actually, I'm going to put it back in the sport mode, because here comes some corners. Oh, it's so stable, so solid. It's a light motorcycle also. Good. It's amazing. I keep saying this, adventure bikes are not supposed to handle and do all this sporty road stuff, and they do. Although I wonder how this will work on off-road. More of that to come.
Speaking of which, off-road is where the Rally Pro version thrives. Also it's claimed. Let's find out.
Nippy motor. It just wants to kind of get up and go. Woohoo! There we go. Now I've got to set it sport mode, and to be fair, it would probably be better in off-road circumstances if I put it into sort of more kind of standard, easygoing throttle mode. But I'm having a lot of fun, so I'm not going to do that.
The increased torque throughout the rev range makes it more responsive, which is something you want while enduring the rough stuff. But a motor is nothing without a good chassis. The spoked wheels feature a 21-inch front and 17-inch rear, with upgraded shower suspension, featuring a lofty 244mm in the front and 230mm in the rear.
The suspension is firm. It's got a very firm, kind of solid feel to it. Now, there's ups and downs to that. It means it's less plush. So when you wanted to cruise along like a lounge suite, well, maybe not quite. But the upside is that it's very unlikely to be overwhelmed. So it means you can hit bigger bumps, bigger everything, and it'll get away with it. I mean, top racers, enduro racers will tell you the harder suspension can take a lot more of a pummeling. So if you hit that unexpected big bump or you want to tackle harder roads, it'll take it. It'll take it.
The wet weight of the Tiger comes in at 228 kilograms, including a full 20-litre fuel tank, which is not overly heavy, but then again, not exactly featherweight. Although if no one had told you that, you probably wouldn't have noticed.
This bike is light, this bike is nippy. It does not feel like a big adventure bike. It isn't a big adventure bike, technically it's a mid-range, but it gives me no impression of being a big bike. It's slender where I sit, so on the lowest position, which is on now, because I'm quite a short guy, I can touch the floor really easily, which gives me quite a bit of confidence. And it flicks around, and it's great for standing. You can stand in many different ways. The handlebars are in sort of the right spot. Some people might want it a bit taller, but that's up to them.
More so, there are other additions to the new Tiger that scream off-road, including a center stand, that giant bash plate under the motor that joins the guard scaffolding on the lower sides, wraparound handguards, and an interesting new seat that's more than just heated.
Now the seat is flatter and longer. There's a lot of room to kind of move around, and the reason for this is consumer power. And it's a known kind of phenomenon that the consumer is getting more educated. I mean, it started with television, started watching. I mean, the old days it was, whatever the salesman says goes. Now, a lot of adventure riders spend a lot of time on the internet. Many of them go on riding courses where they learn of the many great things that can happen with moving backwards and forwards on the seat. There's certain circumstances you want to be right back, way back, certain circumstances forward, and they know this. On motocross bikes nowadays, especially go look at the KTMs, those sort of things, they got the Gero motocross seats are very flat, very long. They give the rider a ton of movement all over the place, and that's essentially what this is. Yeah, Triumph have really geared this thing towards off-road riding in a big way.
So here we have a motorcycle that has every feature the avid off-road adventurer could want, all wrapped in a typically stylish package that Triumph has become famous for. It looks good, and not just from afar, but even when you examine it up close.
Triumph make really great motorcycles, they really do. And here we go, another one, a 900 Tiger Rally Pro. It's a glorious motorcycle. I absolutely love it. Yeah!